Hey everybody, this is Robbie with Al Travel. Today I wanted to talk about points, traveling points, whether that be airline or hotel. Uh, so the basics of it is, as most people know, whether you're flying, and for every mile flown, a lot of times you'll get a point associated with that that goes into a bank that once you accrue so many that you can reimburse them for another flight. Hotels kind of the same way for sometimes it's for each night stayed, or you spend so much in money you get points towards it, and a lot of it obviously from a finance standpoint it is geared around dollars spent, and then you get reimbursement. Kind of the industry average is anywhere from 3 to 5% return on investment in those point programs. They're great. They're wonderful. I am very honest with everybody. I have been a devoted Southwest Airlines traveler since the early 2000s. Since me and my wife got married in late 2000s, we haven't personally paid for flight for either one of us, I think, in all those years. Now, granted, I fly a bunch for work, and there's some other things, but we, for the most part, don't pay for flights because we use the point program. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, how in the hell are you raising these points if you're not flying? So I have a credit card, which I've talked to a lot of people about. And I've talked to a lot of people about credit cards over the years in different aspects. And here's kind of my point of view. And it really is a point of view because I've only gone down to so many rabbit holes that I don't want to go past there. So each credit card you get that is tied to a point system. So Southwest has their own credit card through Chase. Hilton has their own. IHG has their own. American, like everybody has their own credit card where you purchase. It's usually like a 1-to-1 point to dollar spent on regular purchases, and then sometimes they have like 2-to-1, 3-to-1 for travel, things like that. And that's all those points roll into your points just as if you were traveling, which is wonderful. So those points go directly in your bank, and they are there used just like you accrued them if you flew or stayed the night. Okay. There are other stuff, and I don't know the legality of what I'm doing and when I'm talking about this stuff, so I don't want to put anybody in bad light. But there's credit cards that they're like, hey, this credit card is travel. You're going to accrue 5 times points for every dollar spent, and it can be used towards any travel anywhere. Blah blah blah. That is awesome. Sounds great. But I look at them like pesos as an American citizen. Like there's a huge exchange process that goes along with it. So if I'm getting this 5-6 times reimbursement, I've got 10,000 points over here, but I've only got 1,000 points over here in my actual traveling points. To take those points from the credit card over to the point system, there's an exchange that happens. Now, granted, some of them aren't very bad, like they're a minute loss in the exchange, and to where it is very beneficial to where you've got them in this singular place to where you can do hotel, airline, car, whatever the case may be, from that singular account. And that's very, very beneficial. But if you're like me, to where my biggest expense is always the flight, I live on one credit card. And so it just matters on what's beneficial to you. If you want to be able to spread it around and know that you're going to lose that in the wash, like in those transactions, great. I encourage you to do it, regardless of what card it is. If you're devoted to one type of, whether it be hotel or airline, I highly encourage you to live within that singular card, because it's going to save you a lot of little transaction charges in the points. Not that just taking your money, but in the transaction, you're losing enough that oftentimes it's worth it if you don't plan on shopping different airlines or different hotels. So let me know if you have any questions about that. We can dive into something deeper if you have any specific questions, but that's kind of my general overview whenever people ask me about credit cards. Have a great day.